episode 2. So if you haven't seen the last video, I completely tore apart our crash damaged EG Civic that we bought from the auctions for 1,500 bucks so that I could swap all those parts onto my other rolling body, which I also bought for 1,500 bucks. But as I showed you guys at the end of that video, the rolling body that we ended up buying was completely rotted out. It had so much rust that it was just completely unsavable. I thought about saving it, doing the rust repairs and all that. I asked you guys what you thought about it in the comments. I had 2 common answers. A lot of you were saying that I should take the entire front cut from the white Civic and put it on the red Civic to fix the crash damage, so end up building the red Civic. And then the other half of you were saying that I should just find a new shell. And so after that video, I went ahead and I went on Facebook. I posted a marketplace ad saying, does anyone have any EG Civic hatchbacks for sale? And so off that Facebook post, I literally had no messages on people selling them, and I started to get desperate. I was really panicking that I wasn't going to be able to build the EG that I always wanted. A week or so went past, and I ended up getting a message from a guy down in Nelson who has one for sale, and he just listed it, and he messaged me saying, hey bro, I got one for sale. And he sent me a few pictures and all that, and I said I'll take it. Apparently he told me it runs and drives, and I asked him if it would make the drive back to Picton so I can catch the ferry back to Wellington, and he said yeah. So yeah, that was a couple of days ago, and early this morning I caught a flight down to Nelson to buy a car that I've never seen before of some random stranger on Facebook Marketplace, which is proper sketchy, I know, but so far it is absolutely paying off. This car is an absolute dream to drive, and I'm so bloody happy for it. We ended up scoring this thing for 1,500 bucks, the exact same price as our crash damage, not running one, and also a rolling body, rusty as shell, which is absolutely bonkers. So yeah, I'm absolutely over the moon, as you can tell. I literally cannot stop smiling. It's just got a proper good deal on this one, and all the risks of buying a car without seeing it has actually paid off this time. And to be honest, I was a bit sketched out. This deal seemed a little bit too good to be true, but the risk has really paid off so far. Fingers crossed. The current situation is we have to drive this Civic all the way from Nelson to Picton, which is about a 2-hour drive on a car that I've only just picked up, and I got to get there fast because my flight got delayed and I could miss the ferry all the way back to Wellington. So yeah, that is a story on this EG. I'll give you guys a full tour of it when we get to Picton, or hopefully we get to Picton, but in the meantime I'm running a little bit late and I'm cutting it really short for time to make that ferry. So yeah, hopefully I make it another massive risk. I booked the ferry and the flight and all that without really knowing the times, and I got stitched up with the flight being delayed and all that, so I'm a little bit stressed, but everything should be all good. Update. If a deal is too good to be true, it is. I'm stranded in the middle of nowhere, no reception, and the car has completely died on me. I'm so stressed out. I have no idea what to do. Got no tools, no one to call, middle of nowhere, no reception. It's raining, oh my god. Alright, so a bit of an update on the situation. I ended up having to hitchhike my way to the next town, which is about 15 to 20 minutes away because I had no service and I couldn't text the guy. But the guy ended up texting me back, and I've sorted out he's going to come meet me at the car, so I've got to hitchhike my way back to the car. So I got to hitchhike my way back to the car, so hopefully someone will give me a ride. But in the meantime, we're here at a bakery in the middle of fuck knows where, and of course I'm going to turn this negative into a positive and give you a pie review on this steak, bacon and cheese pie, $6.50 from the middle of fuck knows where. Let's give it a go. Oh, well, that's what you call real steak, fellas. Look at that. The gravy, phenomenal. Haven't found any cheese yet, and no bacon, but overall, I'll give this a solid 8 out of 10. This is a good pie. Bit of an update on the situation. I got to hitchhike back to the car, but she's not starting. We couldn't get it started, so we're gonna tow it back to Picton. Jeez. All right, so as you can see, we're towing it all the way to Picton. An hour of towing on some of the world's windiest roads. So so far so good. We'll check back in once we get there. Alright, if this isn't 0-star safety to a T, I don't know what bloody is. We've got the tow rope hooked up and we've been towing for about 30 minutes already, and we've got another 45 minutes to go to Picton, and the roads have been pretty bloody dodgy. Not the safest thing, but this guy in front is actually a really good driver. This is actually the guy who sold me the car. He's been doing me a proper solid. He's actually a really good guy, and if you're watching this, mate, I bloody really appreciate it. I think the coil in the distributor buggered out, which is just, you know, happens. I'm trying to save my battery too, so I'm trying to use my wipers as least as possible, as well as this. Oh, we got someone overtaking us. As well as this, I'm trying to not turn on my lights until I really have to. So yeah, wish us luck. All right, so long story short, the bro who sold me the car towed me all the way to the terminal, and then I basically had to ask around the terminal and find someone to actually tow me onto the ferry. So I found a couple of car guys, and they're very kindly towing me on as a trailer. So this is pretty funny, and shout out to these guys doing me a solid. So after an extremely long and stressful day, we finally got the EG towed onto the ferry. From then on, it was a 4-hour ferry ride back to Wellington, where my dad was waiting for me in my EF to tow me home. Alright, so as you can see, we made it back from Nelson and Picton and the ferry terminal. We've made it home. We've now got both EGs. Well, actually all 3 EGs sitting here, but it's quite cool to see the 2 red ones. Obviously the one that we just picked up, and then our crash damage one which we bought. It's quite funny because we bought them both for 1,500 bucks, and obviously this is a much nicer example, and in the rain it actually looks $1 million bucks, but I tell you, when it's dry, this thing looks like absolute crap box. But yeah, we got this EG, my EF, our rusted out white EG chilling in the garage, and then my other EF parked all the way down the road, down there. But yeah, it's really exciting times. I want to get straight into tearing down the EG, but first of all, I gotta get this thing started so that I can get it in the garage. So like I said, when this thing broke down, I'm pretty sure it's a distributor or an ignition coil causing it not to spark, and that's the reason why we broke down. So let's see if our ignition coil or distributor off our other engine, if we can slap that on here and get this thing started. Right, so if you didn't know, this is the engine that we actually pulled out of our crash damaged red EG. It is a fuel injected D16 non-VTEC, so it's exactly the same as what's in our new EG, and the new distributor in here, just plugging it in now. I can plug in the leads, and then I think I might have to swap out the battery because the battery did die on me when we were towing it back. So we'll do that, plug all these in, and then hopefully she starts. Okay, new thing is in there. Let's see if we have enough battery to crank this thing over. Way! Oh my god. Bloody hell. That was too easy, man. So as you just saw, the car is now humming. That was literally first crank, boom, straight on. The old crapped out ignition coil is a classic problem on these old Hondas, and I'm glad we could figure it out. But it also shows me that this car is not a lemon, and this car, the guy who sold me it didn't know there was anything wrong with it. Like, these ignition coils just crap out at random, and they don't gradually go bad. So yeah, that's a bit of a disclaimer if any of you are about to hop in the comments saying that I bought a lemon and the guy knew about it. But yeah, this car is actually a really good car, good runner, everything is here. So as you saw last night, we finally got this thing started. I've still yet to give you guys a full tour of the EG here, and I'm really excited to show you that. In the meantime, I have something to show you guys that I'm super proud of. So you may or may not have noticed, but the channel seems to be doing a lot better recently. I've been putting in a lot of work behind the scenes to bring you guys videos more frequently, and that seems to be doing really well. As well as that, we've been also trying to up the quality of the videos. That's increasing the quality of the footage, and also the voiceovers, the music, the editing, all that good stuff. And recently the channel has seen the benefits of those rewards. Just the other day we crept over 2,500 subscribers, which is absolutely massive. And when I first started filming for this channel, I just never thought I'd ever creep over that mark, which is absolutely awesome, and I'm so proud of it. So with the growing interest in my channel and my videos, I've had quite a few brands actually reach out to me via email and wanting to send me their stuff for me to show you guys in videos, which is awesome. So I am beyond proud to announce the channel's first ever sponsor. So yeah, let's get to opening it. So this here is a portable electric tire pump that was sent out to me by this company called AUXITO. I'm really excited to use this on this car actually, because the tires are actually dead flat. So yeah, it comes in this really nice packaging actually. So here it is then. This is what we've been sent. This is a portable tire inflator, and she is one stout unit. So we'll get it turned on here. As you can see, you've got quite a few different modes. You got car, bike, but yeah, and then it's also got a light on the top too, which is pretty good for maybe pumping up your tires at night or whatever. But yeah, this is a really handy piece of kit that you can just kind of leave in your car for those times that you might just be left stranded. So as you can see, the tires on the EG are extremely flat, so it's a perfect opportunity to give this AUXITO smart tire pump a quick go. So we'll just take the valve stem off. Oh yeah, it's already reading it there, so it says the tire is currently at 24.5 psi, so we'll press the on button. But yeah, thank you so much to AUXITO for sending this out to me. It's an awesome bit of kit, and I'm sure I'll get a ton of use out of it. If you're looking at buying one of these for yourself, then you can head on down to the description. It'll be the first link up the top there, and then with that link you can get 10% off your order, which is pretty awesome. Once again, a huge thank you to AUXITO and Vivian, who I was working with, that sent this out to me. Massive thanks for being the channel's first ever sponsor, and if anyone watching this is interested in maybe a sponsorship. Gave it a nice little sweep as well and cleared out some of the parts. Just for now, we got it stored in both the cars. But yeah, now it's really exciting. I'm finally working on a clean chassis, a clean build, and I'm ready to get down to work. So without further ado, let's get the Ready G in here. You can see we've got the Ready G in the garage, and I just want to say how nice it is to actually be able to drive a car into the garage rather than having to push it in with. So the previous owner of the car told me that he reckons that the paint is savable. He reckoned that if we gave this a quick cut and polish, then we could get rid of all of this haze, which I think he could be right. I know we can get rid of a lot of this haze, but it just depends how much clear coat's actually left. He reckoned that it was sitting under a tree for a long time and a lot of the sap. still extremely hazy. Unfortunately, the red just does not survive. I'm not sure. I don't have too much experience with trying to do paint corrections and that sort of thing. So I'm quite interested to see what you guys think in the comments. Should we try and salvage this paint as best as we can? Or should we just go all out and respray this thing? Or if there's any experts out there, is it possible to just kind of scuff this up really lightly with maybe like an 800 grit and then just re-clear it and not rebase it? Although there are some like obviously missing patches and stuff. So I think if we're going to re-clear it, we may as well rebase it as well. So yeah, should we respray this thing? And if we should respray it, I want all of you to go down in the comment section and let me know. Should we keep it red or should we change it? Should we change the color? I do have this vision of an EG that I really, really want to build. It's a mean looking kind of stealthy, blackout, tinted windows, fully black wheels, and just like a really, really killer EG. But I also think the red is so sick. On our crash damage one, the red is just really, really cool. And it'll be quite cool to kind of pay homage to that car that's been ridden off and kind of rebuild it exactly how it was before. So as I said before, I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say about it. Should we respray this thing? And if so, what color should we do it? Should we keep it red or should we switch it up? Your guys' first look at the engine bay of the new EG here. So as you can see, she's stock as a rock. This is absolutely perfect because it means that absolutely nothing's been tampered with. This entire car, suspension is original wheels, original hubcaps, completely original engine bay, completely original interior. Like, this car is just the perfect base to build a really, really nice EG because no one has ever tampered with it. So we won't have any hidden rust anywhere, any other like dodgy fixes, all that goodness. So yeah, this is just a great example of a low mileage, well maintained daily driver that has clearly been a little bit neglected aesthetically, but kind of mechanically, this is a really sound car, and I'm so happy that we bought this thing. So my plans for this car is we're basically going to build it from the ground up. So the interior of this car is actually pretty beat. So I'm going to be taking the entire interior that we took out of that red EG that was crash damage, and we're going to be swapping it all into here. But along with all the interior stuff, we're going to be taking all the manual stuff from that car and swapping it onto this low mileage engine. So this engine here has 180,000 Ks, and our other engine here had, I think, 250,000 Ks. So we're going to be taking this engine and then that transmission, and we're going to be putting it back in this car. On top of that, we're going to be completely overhauling the exterior of this car as well. We have suspension to go in, we have new wheels, we have new brakes because the brakes on this car are really squeaky. And we also have, we're going to be swapping all the tinted windows, the wing, absolutely everything, the full exhaust as well. This is so exciting, guys, and I absolutely cannot wait. And I hope you guys are just as hyped as I am for this build. But like I said before, I'm really interested to know whether you guys think that this paint is savable. Should we respray it? Should we completely change the color? Let me know, because the engine is going to be coming out next episode. And if we're going to be changing the color, I'd like to spray the bay too. So yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think. And on top of that, let me know what modifications you guys think we should be doing to this thing, because once we get it fully torn down, it's a clean slate. I can do whatever I want with it. I do also quickly want to say that although it was the most stressful day of my life picking this thing up down in Nelson and then towing it everywhere and breaking down and all that sort of stuff, it's also going to be such a great memory for me because I'll never ever forget that. And I think because of that whole situation about me buying the car and it breaking down and all that this car is genuinely going to have a special place in my heart, because that was such a hectic day, such a stressful day. But at the end of the day, we overcame all the struggles that day, and we ended up getting this thing home that night, which I was super proud of. And you know what? We got this thing for an absolute steal. This thing was $1,500, excluding all the costs, of course, for the ferry, the plane, the other ferry that I missed, all that other stuff. At the end of the day, this was $1,500 for this running and driving, absolutely bone stock EG Civic hatchback. Even before, once we rolled the white shell out of here, there was just all this rust and metal and dirt and debris all on the ground just from that white shell being in here. And now that we finally have this shell, you know, everything happens for a reason. And I'm so bloody happy that we didn't end up building that shell because it just would have been a nightmare. And now we have an absolutely clean slate, a very clean chassis, and I'm so bloody hyped. But yeah, on that note, guys, I'm going to end it there, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.